Putin gave virtually no notice to the United States, only learning about the Russian airstrikes 1 hour before Putin began dropping the bombs. And it's not just a surprise bombing. It is Putin's targets that has the Pentagon and the White House very worried tonight. Fox News Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge joins us. Catherine.
Well, Greta, this unfolded very quickly this morning. A three-star Russian general walked into the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. He had a brief verbal statement, and the encounter was described as curt, tense, and direct. And the message was simply for the United States to get its aircraft out of northern Syria because the bombing by the Russians would begin in just an hour's time. Here's the key thing. With the Russians, you have to watch what they do and not what they say. They hit 6 strikes, 3 separate provinces, all of them in areas where we have seen the opposition make very modest gains in the last year. So this was about degrading those gains, not about degrading ISIS.
What is anyone from the Pentagon say anything? I obviously heard the public statement by the Secretary of Defense, but are they admitting that this? I mean, it's incredible planning. It didn't just start within this morning.
I'm glad you mentioned that. There seems to be a real disconnect between what's being said politically and what was understood at a military and also an intelligence level. 2 weeks ago, the head of the Defense Intelligence Agency acknowledged publicly that they were watching Russian military hardware move into Syria. We also know within the last week that it was known to the intelligence community that the Russians were moving fighter jets also into Syria. So at an intelligence level and a military level, they saw this buildup. But the hardest thing to discern in intelligence is understanding the intent. And it would seem, at least at a political level, that the U.S. miscalculated and believed that when Putin made an agreement with the president to work out how they would operate in this airspace, it really was not a promise that was going to be kept.
Miscalculated is such a nice word for being had. Anyway, Catherine, thank you.